Good morning. This is Laura with Potpourri of Life, and this morning's been interesting. I've been trying to record this a few times now, and life's just interesting at times, and you just get to the point where all you can do is laugh and just move on. So if I make it through without this crashing on me, yay! But I'm sitting outside. I woke up early this morning. I was busy at like 4:30. I was in the kitchen getting some things preserved, and I took some more meat out of the freezer and I cooked it up so that I could put it in the pressure can. I cooked it up, put it in the jars and put it in the pressure can. And I was really happy to see that I got about 12 pints, which is perfect. The pints are perfect sizes for David and I because we don't eat a lot of meat, and when I make a dish that has some meat in it, like spaghetti sauce or a stir fry or anything like that, we don't put tons of meat in there. It's just not our choice. And the reason I'm putting them on the shelf is mostly for us to make easy meals and stuff like that. And if he wants to make something I'm not in the mood to eat or something, he can just take a can of this, a can of that, and put it all together pretty easy. And I know he'll be very grateful. I have smaller jars of spaghetti sauce because I don't eat spaghetti, but he does, and it's just all kinds of stuff. That's the nice thing about us making things in small portions. Anyways, that started my day, but that all went really well. It went really, really well. And then we just had, then he woke up and made me a cup of coffee, which I shouldn't be drinking it, but boy, a year ago when I started, it was like, that's a real nice little treat. But I have to have my own special stuff in it because otherwise I do not like coffee. So if things get really bad and I can't afford coffee, I don't think I'll have much of a problem with it, but because it's not a thing like other people use it to wake up, I just found that I like it. It's different than a cup of tea, and I still love my teas, but it's different. So, and then it's just like I tried calling something to pay a bill. I tried online. The password didn't work. Tried calling. They tried a sales pitch, and I'm just like, okay, I can't do this. It's getting crazy. And I had to answer the survey before they would help me, and so I just ended up hanging up because it's like, I didn't call to find out if I could get life support. I called to find out the balance and pay my bill. So I got around it somehow, but it took me about an hour. And my husband came and he goes, "You're not doing well." I said, "I'm doing great." Because that's kind of the attitude I have to take. And anybody who sees me say, I'm doing great. I'm being snarky. But anyways, life still gets great. It gets better because I'm out here trying to record and my computer goes down. And I'm like, okay, now what? So I had to reboot it. Then I had to go and get my password because this particular Chromebook needs a password, and I'm just like, I don't know. I'm tired of passwords, if that makes any sense. But anyways, we have to have them. So there we go. The other day I promised that I would share with you the breast cream that I was making. I make it for lymphatic drainage in the breast. I make it for pain. And I have been blessed not to have breast cancer, but it is geared towards helping women to hopefully prevent it as well. There's more than a cream that'll prevent you from getting breast cancer, and some things in nature we can't prevent. So I just try to do my best, and part of it is the foods that we eat and just basic healthy lifestyle. And I won't go into it right now because right now I want to focus on the cream and how I made it. And so what I did was I took, and I don't dare pause this to start over because I'm afraid it'll crash on me. So you're going to get raw footage here. So the stuff that I used violet flowers. Now I dried both the flowers and the leaves because you can use those in a variety of cosmetic and medicinal reasons. Like I could make a cup of tea with the violets using the leaves, but in this particular cream, I'm just using the flowers. So I had 2 tablespoons of the flowers, and what I did is I put it in a let's see, yes, 8 ounces of hot water. And so I let it infused in that for 20 minutes. During that 20 minutes on the stove, I put together 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. That was my choice. You can, if you're one who does not like coconut oil, then choose another oil for your preference. The negative with coconut oil, it's very moody with the weather. Hot weather, it melts. Cold weather, it solidifies. And I run into the same problem when I make my own deodorant. I have to add a little less coconut oil in the summer, a little more in the winter to keep it solidified. And my husband was like complaining, and the reason I went to homemade deodorant was because it was just irritating my underarms. So my husband started complaining about his, and I said, "Oh, just try mine." And he goes, "Well, it's girly, isn't it?" He goes, "What do you have in it?" I only put like frankincense and lavender, and what else do I put in there? Sometimes I put chamomile, things that should not bother him. And so, of course, he did the sniff test, and he made sure that this would be okay for a guy. He tried it, and he seems to be doing fine with it. But he did complain. We had some warm days, and he goes, "This is hard to put on when it's liquid." I said, "Well, now that it's getting warmer, I'll make you another one that has less coconut oil in it." So we use coconut oil in various things, but I also use other oils. I know that was a sidetrack, but I told you you're getting raw footage today. I'm not stopping. So I used 2 tablespoons of the coconut oil. I used a tablespoon of cocoa butter. And I used 1 tablespoon of wax. I don't know. It's called emulsifying wax, and it's like wax beads. And what that does is it helps pull it together, solidify it. But between all those oils, are all very healthy oils, including this particular wax, and it makes it very easy to apply. And actually, last night when I did the breast exam, I found this to be far superior than using soap in the shower. And but the other thing I have to remind you is using this cream, you use it daily to get the medicinal benefits of it, and that's why we're doing it daily. Now you can choose to do it in the morning, in the evening, but I will forewarn you, it's kind of a greasy, I don't consider it greasy, it's just that anytime I use any of the things that I make, it leaves a little residue for a little bit, but then it soaks into your skin. So if you get in the shower in the morning, you get out and you're kind of walking around in loose clothing, a towel wrapped around you, however your morning routine is, it would be fine unless you dress right away. So I would recommend before you go to bed at night, and there's some other reasons for that. So okay, so we got the oils, and I start melting those, and once they melt, that infusion that I made with the hot water and the violet flowers, I take 3 to 5 tablespoons of that liquid, and I actually used 5 because you know I go straight for it, and I put 5 tablespoons in, and then I mixed it some more. And then what I did, I ended up using chamomile essential oil. Now, up to that point before I add the essential oils, this product is fine for women who are nursing and breastfeeding. But if you are nursing and breastfeeding, make sure you don't use any that has any essential oils in it. So, but what I did was I put 12 drops of chamomile in it. Now, the next batch I'm going to be making, I'm going to use frankincense just to see if one is better than the other. In saying that, though, I may alternate back and forth for the next 2 to 3 months to see if it's making improvement on the pain. I've been living with this for so long. It's like pain is pain to me. It's not a big deal. But you know, if I can find something to relieve it, I'm going for it. So, but chamomile is calming, and the emollient effect, when I get nervous, I kind of don't say things right. It has a soothing and softening effect for you. But I use the Roman chamomile, and it has an apple-like aroma, and it's actually a very calming thing, and it's very healing for your skin. And frankincense, because I was trying to figure out, well, some people might want lavender because they like the scent. I would recommend not on the lavender. I would recommend frankincense. It's actually an essential oil I use a lot for healing. And so like it has, for those who don't know, frankincense has an evergreen type scent to it. It's not the same type of scent as chamomile is more flowery, more gentle. Frankincense is a little bit, I don't know, it's just, I like it, so, but it's not that flowery scent at all. Both chamomile and frankincense is actually calming, so it can calm those nerves as well as improve your skin. And that's why, I would not recommend the lavender that so many people want to use and stuff, but these two are actually healing for your skin. So that's why I chose the chamomile for this batch. Note, these things only are good for 2 weeks, and keep them in the refrigerator or else they'll melt. In this season today, it's a gorgeous day, so it's not really a big deal. It'd probably be okay, but it really won't solidify. You really want to get it right into the refrigerator after it's become solid the first time, and put it in the refrigerator. But I'll be honest, I really liked it warm. It was just it just kind of like, whoa. And so I almost fell asleep for the night. Maybe that's why I was up so early. No, I get up early lately, and it's kind of refreshing that I'm up and getting things done, so that by 4 or 5 o'clock at night I'm kind of settling down. Although last night I kept going. Maybe that's why this morning was a little nutty. So this ointment, this cream, I always call these things ointments, and I think I call it an ointment because it kind of has an ointment type feel to it. So it's good for your lymphatic system, and that's why, and it's thought, we have to say thought, to dissolve cystic tissues, over time. So how you apply this is you apply under your arm when you do your breast exam. Keep going around and doing your breast exam as you should. If you do not know how to do your breast exams, just talk to your gynecologist. They are more than willing to help you do this right. I know that when my youngest daughter was like, I don't know how to do this. That's what happens when they're young teens. The doctor, she just gave her, a chart, and this is how you do it. And we kept that in the bathroom, so anytime she did this. But typically we do our breast exams, once a month. We do it in the shower with bar soap, and hopefully if you do that, you use a natural soap, not one with chemicals. That's just my thing, and I know that most people aren't worried about that, but I think the more natural products you use, you avoid the chance of adding cancer properties to your body. The nice rich oils in this cream increase resiliency, so you will have healing in your skin. It'll make it soft, and then but it can also help to benefit hardened lymph nodes, and this is good for both men and women. So the lymph nodes under your arms, in the groin, and in your neck, you can just apply this and try it. And you only want, you wouldn't even need a tablespoon, but we'll say you take a tablespoon of it and just rub it in. I think I ended up applying, I put 2 finger swaps in, and then I just used that, and it went really well. And I'll show you what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it. It's very creamy, and it goes, it's just like going into wax that you would think, but like on the neck area, you just kind of keep rubbing along. I actually like this stuff, and I shouldn't use too much because I got to make this last for the next 2 weeks. And the chamomile smells amazing. And of course I rub it into my hands. So that, just make sure you go from your underarms around your breasts and up through your neck. And you may find that this is very calming. Will it cure cancer? I'm not going to make that kind of statement because I don't know. All I'm using it for is as a preventative measure. There's nothing in here that could cause cancer. But if these things, most especially the flowers, it's the violet flowers that has those properties that'll be beneficial. And the chamomile or frankincense will be beneficial for your skin. You might find that, if nothing else, it's relaxing. I'm hoping to come back to you in a month or 2 months and say, you know what, my breast pain has resolved, but at best improved drastically. That is my hope. And another thing is, if you go to a massage therapist, because they work on your lymphatics if you ask them to. Just ask your massage therapist and they will work that for you. I know the next time I see my massage therapist, I'm going to ask her to do that, because she gets into a lot of the pain areas that I have, and sometimes she just hurts too. She works on some scar tissue. Between her and something I get done at the doctor's office, we're working at, hopefully there will be a day where it's just like I don't have pain anymore. So, and the reason I have hope is because in other parts of my body, I don't have the same pain as I used to have. Working in the gardens, I'm dying here. I just, my back, my legs, my knees, my ankles, and there are days where I tell my husband, just pick me up, because I get all that pain. But last night I asked him, because it was just a rough night. I was in agony. So I had him, because of how I'm lifting up things, I've been having pain like in this elbow through here for like a week. And so I finally said, you know what, David? Grab my arm and just pull it. He wasn't sure if he was going to pull it out of his joints or not. But he didn't, because you can see I'm still working. And this morning, and we just massaged it a bit, and then he massaged my back and my feet, because my feet have been hurting a lot. And I was just like, I can't get into the massage therapist early enough. Not her fault, but this is, I finally called her and said, I think I need to come in. But this morning I woke up and I'm doing better. So I think tonight I'll ask him, another massage, please. And that's another thing. If you're married or with a partner that cares about you, have them help you with your pain if they're not already doing it, because we can't all go see a massage therapist every single day. And not only that, I don't think it's beneficial. You get more out of it when you go, once. I'd like to go every week, but I can't. I try to go once a month, but right now I think I'm at the 2 or 3 month mark, because it's not free. You have to pay still, and with the gas prices and stuff, I've just been kind of a little concerned, because my husband brings the money in, and I want to make sure he has the resources to get back and forth to work. And every time we go by a gas station, he just says, "Oh my God!" It's like, what now? And yeah, he's a joyride when we go. It's like, would you just stop? It's going to go up. There's nothing we can do about it unless you want to ride your bike to work. And it's an hour drive, so I don't think he'll be riding his bike anytime soon. But anyways, so that is something you can try. Now, you might ask, will I sell this? The only negative is, if I sell this, I can only offer it to you if you pick up locally, because it's only good for 2 months, and it needs to be refrigerated. The cost to ship, to keep it ice packed, I don't have those type of ice packs on hand, so I would not put it on Etsy for ordering. If this is something that you would like me to make for you before you went out and bought all the ingredients yourself, I would be happy to. But again, there's a cost to everything, because I can't give away my products for free, because I've spent money to get it. So I have to put that disclaimer up there, because people might misconstrue what I'm saying. It's not that I wouldn't want to give the world some of this free to try with me, but I can't do that. So I am the trial person here. But maybe when I come back in a few months and you say, hey, if that's working for you, I want to try some, that's a great opportunity then. Or I gave you the recipe so you could make it yourself. So let me see, I think that was it. I don't know what's on my to-do list other than now that the meats are cooling. They should be cool in probably another half an hour to an hour. But when I go back, although I don't know, the sun's coming out, I just might have to stay out here. Maybe I'll take the camera over. It's hard to get the other side. My camera doesn't flip for me. Eventually I'll get the right camera to do this because my phone is not an expensive phone. So I tried doing a recording there and that didn't work. I'm not complaining. I'm just living day to day because that's all I have. So maybe I'll spend a little time in the garden because one of the things I want to do is I have some lettuce that's doing great, but I want to start up some more so that when that's gone, I don't have to go to the grocery store because I am absolutely loving fresh lettuce. And I've got my celery. It's about 6 inches. No, it's 8 inches tall. So this is getting exciting because I will be having fresh celery. And my tomatoes they're green, but they're starting to come through. And funny side note, I never expect all my seeds to work out, but my tomatoes, I don't know what's going on. They're all coming up. They're doing great. I have some 15 inches tall. I also have some that are, they were like 4 and 6 inches tall, so they're in the grounds now. And then as I'm looking at our cauliflower and my lavender and my thyme and everything in the plants, tomato plants are popping up. And my husband says, why are you growing tomatoes here? I says, I'm not. I said, God's growing them over there. And so he's kind of like, you should just weed them out. I said, no, that's food. We can't throw that away. So he thinks I'm a little bonkers. But on the bright side, yesterday we came home because we went out to get a few things. We came home and one of our tomato plants that I had just put in the ground, it was down. And he got worried. He says, what happened? And I was sad because I guess I look at my plants as life. I wouldn't, the chickens we have, I don't want them to die. And every morning I check on them, afternoon, evening, make sure they're doing good because they're only, 3-4 weeks old. And they're getting bigger every day. They're like life. So I don't want a tomato plant to break over. But when we came in, I saw that a bird was over there. I think what happened is they flew down and they accidentally knocked it over. So I think these extra plants in the other plants is just backup. God's given me backup. So, but he thinks that I don't need that many tomatoes. He goes, because I'll make a lot of salsa with it, and I'll make some diced tomatoes, and I'll make some spaghetti sauce, but we don't go through a lot of spaghetti sauce either. I use the diced tomatoes in chili or stir fries and stuff like that. So I think we'll make use out of it. But no, he felt bad that I lost a tomato. I'm like, you who think I have too many tomato plants. I seriously don't know why. But I'm very grateful for how well the peas are coming up. It's just, I've done vegetables in the past, but they don't always do that great. And I think the nice advantage I've had of taking time to heal, to find myself, and then watching positive YouTube, and I don't watch the news. I watch very, very little. I do get what's going on in the world, and it kind of, can I say, sucks. It really sucks. It's not a very ladylike term, and that I'm really sorry. I try not to say that word, but right now that's just the way I feel about what's going on. So I'm trying to stay away from a lot of that, and I'm getting so much joy with these plants, and I'm just all excited about what is happening. And my prayer was, God, if I'm going to spend this much time in the garden, please bless it. And we didn't have a lot of money to go out and get all kinds of stuff. We do have a compost bin. We have a couple, And we've been digging out of that, and we have some bins that have sod in it that has turned to dirt over time. So what I have done with my raised beds is I layered like 4 inches of cardboard, and then I put in leaves. My husband does we call it the rodeo ride, where he takes his lawnmower and he mulches our leaves after we rake. And then we had them in a pile, and they're very moist on the bottom, so I put those over the cardboard. Then I took some dirt, I took some compost, and then I took some potting soil and stuff like that, and I just mixed it all up. My plants are doing so amazing. I am just so grateful to what God has given us through the earth. That is just like, there's no reason for us to have to buy lots. The only thing I am doing is I am putting mulch on an area where some tomatoes are, and I put some, and if I bring the camera over there, you'll see that I mulched an area, because the wood mulch and stuff will keep the moisture under, and where some of these plants are, it gets a lot of direct sun, and that can dry out your plant, so you're always needing to water. And so we're hoping not to have to water so much, but as you all know, we have water barrels, which are helpful. And so I keep looking over at that garden, and I want to bring this over there because it's just, maybe not to you, but for me, it's just so beautiful. We have gardens throughout. Like to my right, it's just the shade garden. I got to get in there and weed it. And something came through and knocked out our bleeding hearts. We had some beautiful white bleeding hearts. They're doing better after the rain last night, but it was like something went through, so I don't know if it was a raccoon, but a raccoon wouldn't eat those because no animal should, because they're poisonous. Maybe we're going to find a deceased rodent, I don't know. But they went right through and they kind of knocked things down, so we're not sure what happened there. But I still have to get in there and weed. And then we have a garden out back that has perennials in water that the birds love, and then a fruit garden that I'm going to be putting some beans in. And we have variety of gardens around, but one of my favorites have a lot of my herbs in it, and I'll show you my valerian root that I picked up, added that in there. And how about if I just take it over there? But I don't know what you have to do, but I've got to make butter, ghee. I'll get those done first. Those are pretty easy. If I get a chance, I'll videotape those, because those don't take too much, and I'm used to making those now. So both the butter, I'm not making it from the milk. I'm actually taking some butter from the store. We try to buy top grade butter, and we melt it down so that we can make it shelf stable instead of needing the refrigerator. That's our goal. And then I have some bananas that are calling our name that need to be made into banana bread or muffins or something. And as I said, I'll be planting lettuce and carrots. But before I go, I want to show off a little bit, if that's okay with you. If not, before I go, don't forget to subscribe, share, like, comment, whatever. I'm trying to build up my followers, so if this is of interest, please do that. But let's see if I can take this over there and show you what I'm finding a lot of joy in doing. And it looks like we're going to have a lot of great sun. This is I don't know if you can see a sneak peek of some of the stuff that we're doing. This is right here is my celery. And I don't think I can get the cauliflower. We're kind of excited about that. And behind me you can see the greenhouse my husband made me from a gazebo that fell. So I asked him, please make a greenhouse this year instead of keeping that in the back. So I'm not sure. I'm going to have to stand in front of this. Sorry. I'm going to have to see my face. But in back here, if you can, you'll be able to see how this whole garden is doing. And but we have some real pretty flowers. I'm hoping that this is still coming through. So I don't know if you got it because I can't see. So if you just saw something wonky, so sorry. I told you I was going to be doing this video just authentically real. So, and over here, I'm not sure if I'll be able to show you this, but, and this is one of our shade gardens where my husband put in a little water fountain, and we have some other, I think I've got valerian root over there, and then I have feverfew. Oh, I have feverfew in my rose garden, and then I've got another beautiful blue plant that'll come up. They're not all flowering yet. So, but anyways, I need to run. I saw my husband. When he sees me on here, he doesn't want anything to do with this. So he turns around and runs, because I got him on. Those of you who have been watching for a while, you saw that I got him on here. So, but anyways, I hope you have a great day. God bless, and take care.